Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. And today, when we look ahead at what's happening in the market, again, there is no clue as such because most of the indices are either mildly negative or mildly positive, almost neutral, I would say. And one of the things I have found in most of the new earnings release is that the exchange rate headwinds have been mentioned often. The latest case is Haynes Brand International, or HBI, which I thought was a tariff play. I didn't have the full picture in my mind, though I felt that they would have a lot of advantage manufacturing and distributing locally. I forgot that they would also have this exchange rate headwinds, which means that tariffs are not going to benefit anyone completely. The only advantage would be that if they maintain their current cost or improve their costs a little bit, they can still sell at a much higher price. That's the only advantage. And that might probably come only after the tariffs are well established. So I think my approach towards HBI was wrong. So I'll probably sell it off today. I'm waiting for the market to open because HBI had already dropped in anticipation of earnings. So I'm thinking it might probably pick up a little bit and I can cut my losses a little more. So I'll be out of HBI very soon. So that said, I think that there is a whole lot of uncertainty out here, and gold and probably solid assets or hard assets are the place to take refuge, because we see a lot of things happening in the US government, and then the talk between US, Russia, Ukraine, the talk of taking over Palestine and displacing the Palestinians, and the response from Egypt and Jordan. All those things kind of show a lot of geopolitical stress going ahead. And the tariffs are going to attract retaliatory tariffs and more retaliatory tariffs, because Trump is talking about imposing a tariff on each country that has import duty or tariff for US, a reciprocal tariff, if you may. So the theater of tariffs has expanded from select countries to across the world. And I don't think this is going to work out very well for multinational US companies, the big names which deal across the world. So I think I would like to withdraw a little bit more. I'm mostly in cash. I'm going to stay that way, but the cash is going to lose its purchasing power. Even the US dollar might be stronger than the other currencies in terms of exchange rate. All currencies are going to lose their purchasing power. That's the way I look at it. And if you guys think otherwise, just please put it in the comment section, and we'll take it from there. And today, the markets are looking forward to the PPI and the core PPI inflation indicators like initial jobless claims. If the jobless claims increase, that means the economy is a bit weak. That can kind of offset the slightly hotter inflation numbers we got earlier. And so all these data are going to make the market change its opinion. So right now, if you see the indices, they're all poised very close to neutral. And when these numbers come out at 8:30, the market will show the direction that it's taking. So if we have a higher initial jobless claim, that would mean that the Fed is not in a hurry to increase the rates. And right now, the Fed has said that they're not in a hurry to decrease the rates. So the market is going to take a little bit of a reorientation based on the numbers that come out here at 8:30 a.m. So that's the best I could say out here. And then let's go on directly to look at our futures. Now, NASDAQ futures are still struggling to cross this diagonal line of resistance, which we have drawn before. And today they are bang on top of it. Pre-market, it's up 0.03%. That is around 21,812. Which is exactly on top of this diagonal line of resistance. MACD is just about bullish and momentum is just above average. Everything is poised for the economic data. Once we get that, I think we'll see which direction it's moving. So analysis today is kind of a moot point unless we see any technical patterns. I think that's what we'll be looking for today. The S&P 500 E-mini futures is mildly down minus 0.08%. Again, here, if I was to draw a line of resistance showing connecting all the higher highs, then you will see that we are very nicely poised to, let's do this. This will be like, so we are very nicely poised at this stage to cut across this diagonal line of resistance and go above based on the economic data that we get and the resolution of geopolitical tensions. Well, let's go on to have a look at genomics. Let's go on to the indicators. Let us see where Dow Jones is. We are still above the diagonal line of support out here. We have broken down from the previous bull channel, which was more elevated. We have come down, but we are still above the 21-day exponential, so nothing too bad out there. We are still above this diagonal line of support of a bull channel, so that's also pretty good, above the 200-day exponential. But we are seeing the momentum dropping, and we are also seeing that the MACD has become bearish, so this is not a good sign. So I wouldn't wait until we drop below this diagonal line of support, but at the same time I want to see what happens with the economic data, and that's the way I think the market is positioning itself. And if you look at S&P 500, it's the same story out here as well. And we are waiting to cross this diagonal line of resistance. We are very nicely poised out here, and if we cross it today, that's a positive for us. Russell Index is up 0.25%. Russell Index has been consolidating sideways, but it's already weak. It's below the 21-day exponential. It's just above the 200-day exponential, and we have support out here at 220.48. That's one of the supports that we have, and the other support that we have is going to be somewhere out here. It will be more like a box. I would say it's in this general area where we have a lot of ups and downs. So I think it's not very clear out here, but I would say that IWM is very weak compared to the other indices. Then NASDAQ, I think we have already spoken about the futures, so I'll let this be. And put call ratio is, I think, almost mild. I would say it's a neutral and mildly bullish. And we have VIX, which is also very tame, but it's much higher than we saw yesterday morning. So the outlook is very mixed. And of course, welcome Inf. And we have had huge snowfalls out here. I spent almost half an hour digging out a little bit of grass patch for my two little dogs, because the snow is almost 3 times as high as my tiny dogs. So without that, it would be a problem. So as of last news, they have not done their poo-poo yet. They have peed, but now we have to watch them very carefully and get them to go out. They don't like to go out in the snow. So that's life in Canada, especially with pets. Now let's look at gold. What is gold doing? Gold has resumed its upward journey. And if we were to go and look at our bonds, you will see that the 10-year bond has given up a little bit, and you can see that reciprocation in the gold at this point of time. So I think that money is going from here instead of into stock market, maybe into hard assets, and we still have this diagonal line of resistance that we are below. So this, in my opinion, is a little good because the yields are a bit lower out here. Let's go and have a look at our genomics and Verve. Verve continues to be above the 21-day exponential moving average. Pre-market, it's down 1.74% from yesterday's gain. MACD is already bearish. Momentum is above average, but I think if the inflation data in terms of the joblessness and other things continue to support a stronger and a hawkier Fed, then I think all of this pricing will start falling down, and it's not going to be a good scenario for genomic investors. So I would be very careful. All these huge gains, they are all indicative of high volatility, in my opinion. Let's look at Ginkgo Bioworks. It's up 1.87% in pre-market trade, but still below the 21-day exponential moving average. Both MACD and momentum are not looking that great. Caribou Biosciences has got no trades pre-market, but yesterday it managed to create some kind of a floor out here. So I'll mark a new support out here. I'll put this as green, and the previous support now becomes a resistance. And then we have CRISPR Therapeutics. I think CRISPR has come around, and I'm happy to now draw reverse head and shoulder. And I would say that we are now looking at a target of 51.85. I'll just wait for today's gain of 0.35% to increase further and match what we have out here. So we need to go up to 44.88 for this prediction to come true, and we'll watch this closely. Today seems to be very encouraging. We had a good earnings report as well. And another thing that I noticed in the earnings report was a collaboration with an Indian private biotech company to do some research on natural killer cells. So I think that will be a cost-saving kind of approach. It's kind of outsourcing to a lower cost environment, and that could add to the bottom line and drag out their cash runway. So that's one positive I've seen. The negative I've seen is that there's a lot of equity dilution taking place, which is probably holding down the share because let us say $1 billion or $2 billion cash balance in the balance sheet for CRISPR Therapeutics 2 years ago may not be the same today, because 2 years ago maybe we had 100,000 shares and today we are having 150,000 shares. So that's kind of a analogy I'm trying to give. These are not exact numbers, but basically the cash balance is divided among a larger number of shares, and the assets are also divided among a larger number of shares. So that's equity dilution for you, and that could be the reason why we are seeing a lukewarm response in CRISPR Therapeutics. Grail is continuing to go up, and I think it's gone up 2.04% pre-market. This is looking pretty good. And then we have Prime, which is down 1.57%. And let us see if it has breached the... Oh, this is a wrong tool that I'm having. Just give me 1 second. Let me go and pick up the right tool and then drag this out. So if I drag this out, I think we have already pierced this diagonal line of support. But today, fortunately for us, we are still at a higher level because yesterday we had a massive gain. So that saves the day for Prime, but it's still in a bear channel. All the indicators are weak. Beam is up 0.07%. Not able to say what's going to happen out here. But if I look at the MACD and momentum, I would like to believe that we are continuing to go upwards and probably challenge the resistance at 29.41. And then we have Altimmune, which is up 0.16%. Altimmune is testing my patience. I'm holding it for a long time. No more news yet to give it a catalyst. Bluebird Bio is flat in pre-market trades. It has managed to stay at 5.97. The support, it has been able to stay just above it, and it's not been able to pierce the resistance at 6.44. Hopefully it will be able to do that today. But the MACD doesn't indicate a propensity for that. And look at Allogene, which is also flat pre-market, and it's very bearish. mRNA is up 0.18%, but I don't have much hope for mRNA at this stage. ARCG is up 0.26%. It's still within the bull flag, but it's moving towards the upper edge. Let me color the upper edge red so that we remember that it's a resistance and we have to break above that. PSEB is up 2.21%, showing a good deal of strength. Maybe a trend reversal has happened, but I do not see much happening out here in the MACD and the momentum, both of which have to improve. And we have Intelia down 0.32%, still very bearish. Illumina is up 0.03% in pre-market trades. It has already hit the rock bottom, and I think it should consolidate at this level unless the tariff risk and the risk from being under the microscope in China is removed. I think Illumina is going to suffer. So this is the place where I think Illumina would consolidate. IMTX has got no trades pre-market. It's very bearish at this point of time. Editas is up 2.52%. And when I look at the MACD, I'm a little bit encouraged because it's bullish. But then the outlook doesn't seem to be great because momentum is also below average and MACD is tending towards the bearish side. Iowa is up 0.19%. Unicure is up 1.06% as of yesterday, but no trades pre-market, trying to do this gap fill. So it's on its way down. MACD and momentum support the thesis that we're going to do the gap fill and come down. Vertex is down 0.26%. And because Vertex is having a whole lot of international business, I think they would definitely see the impact of foreign exchange on their balance sheet. It could be either positive or negative, depending on which side of the market that they are on. This is definitely helping a lot of Indian software companies because they are selling in US and they are earning in US dollars, which when converted to the Indian rupees comes out to be a lot. So that's the kind of example I'll give to say to talk about the impact of foreign exchange. Then we have MBOT, which is up 2.23%, a really nice bull flag out here. And I'll also say it's a new bull channel. I could probably call it a bull channel because it's gone on long enough, new higher highs and higher lows. So it's still looking good, except that the MACD and the momentum are deteriorating. So maybe this is some kind of a consolidation before it comes down. Because it's still above the 21-day exponential and the 200-day, I'm happy with it at this point of time. Now next, let's move on to AI. And when we look at AI, Google is still struggling. It's down 0.10% and it has been on a very small range bound trade so far. And we have seen all doji candles out here, a lot of indecision in the market. MACD is very bearish and we got momentum also, which is below average. Will it be able to turn around? All of those things depends on the outlook, the inflation outlook, the interest rate outlook, and also the exchange strength because of the tariffs and also the tariffs itself and the retaliatory action by various governments, which may probably put companies like Google, Meta, and Facebook and all those kind of platforms under the scanner in various governments, and they may ask for more information or more transparency or ask for archived data or encrypted data. So there's going to be a lot of challenge ahead for these companies, and that's the reason why I think we are having a little bit of weakness out here. And then we have Tesla, which is up 2.26%. Tesla got orders for around 400 armored Tesla, I think for the US Army. So that's another positive for Tesla. And I think Elon Musk has all his fingers on the pies. So the expectation is that Tesla will get favorable regulation or deregulation and it will get an edge over its competitors. So I'm thinking that from this point onwards, Tesla may start to move upwards. Our support is at 328.21, but this could be pushed up by potential corruption. That's what I would say. Apple is down 0.34%, and we are seeing that we are still above the 21-day exponential. That's a positive. MACD, momentum, both of them are improving. Pre-market, we are down 0.34%, but I'm expecting that if we don't get any bad economic news, this could probably consolidate and move up slowly. Then we have Meta, which is the strongest chart that we have seen ever, and it's down 0.14%, but just like yesterday, it may probably pick up and we may have another green candle today, or it could probably consolidate on the side because we have shot up above the RSI levels where we have turned back before. So it's highly overbought. There should be some profit taking, there should be some jitters. that might probably cause it to go sideways and a little bit down. Okay, that's what I make my mind on, that it's going to be moving sideways and down. If you guys have any thoughts about Meta, please let me know, because this is a unprecedented situation in this market. The way it is, it looks very scary. The multiples are also very high. Microsoft is down 0.19%. Microsoft is struggling a lot to stay afloat. The MACD is mending itself, but the momentum still needs improvement. Then we have Amazon, which is down 0.32% in pre-market trades, and MACD and momentum both are looking weak, and we are out of the bull channel. Now the question is, are we going to form new higher highs but stay below this diagonal line of resistance from the previous bull channel, or are we going to create a new bear channel? And we'll watch out for that. Nvidia is down 0.20%. It's still above the line of support out here at 130.15. I think we are in a situation in the market where we cannot predict anything. We just have to go with the flow. We don't fight the trend. If the trend starts moving up, maybe do a little bit of day trade and move out. That's my strategy. I would like to hear from you guys what you're thinking about it. And then we come to Qualcomm, which is still consolidating out here. I would say it's down 0.27% pre-market, and this is the diagonal line of resistance that I have drawn. I think I'd like to fine-tune this diagonal line of resistance and make it more realistic by connecting the higher highs out here, and this is what I'm looking at, and we need to break out from here. And I think, yeah, if I agree with you, long-term bullish on Nvidia, but at this point of time, Nvidia seems to be a good prospect, except for the overall market condition and the geopolitical situation and the tariff issues. Apart from that, it's long-term bullish. AMD is up 0.82. It has broken out of this diagonal line of resistance. Now the question is it going to create a bull channel, or is it going to create a new superior bear channel? That's what we have to look at. And then we have FNGU, which is down 0.19%. I've got around 10 of those. I'm waiting to dispose it off, and then I'll be mostly in cash. Then I got AVGO, which is down 0.66%. Broadcom. Broadcom is still above the 21-day exponential moving average. It's on a bull channel. So I would say that I would look forward to more bullishness out here. MACD, momentum, both are looking good. Oracle is down 0.56%, and MACD is deteriorating. Momentum is just at average and falling rapidly. So I think Oracle might lose a little bit today. Palantir is down 0.60%. Again, super rich valuations, but we are still not on the spot on the RSI scale where we have been turning around or consolidating. So I think it still has got a little bit way more to go. So probably Palantir may end up with a green candle today at the very least. And then we have Micron, which is up 0.27%. And we have Cloudflare, which is down 0.51%, a very, very strong chart out here. And I don't see much weakness, except that it's been highly overbought and it has got to consolidate and drop, and it's been consolidating the last 3 days, and the RSI is cooling off. It needs further cooling off before it can proceed any further. And we also have this gap down which needs to be filled. So I don't think there is much money to be made in Cloudflare. Maybe a covered call or something would be in order. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. Guys, remember, I'm a retail investor, just blue skying out here. I'd like to hear your opinions as well. And then we have Adobe, which is down 0.04%. I'm still thinking that it's going to go for our cup and handle target of 479. And I've got some Adobe on the Canadian registry side. I'm holding on to it. It's profitable. And I'm waiting for it to meet this target. MACD and momentum both are supporting this thesis. SMCI is down 2.42%. Of course, their financials have got to be out of the cloud for it to go ahead, but it's still marching towards our cup and handle target of 50.09. And I think we have come close enough. And with the challenge of the 200-day exponential moving average, I would say that further growth for SMCI is a bit suspect and dubious. This is the best we could probably get with SMCI until they clear their financial dark clouds. That's what I would say. And then ARM Holdings is down 0.20%. It's still making higher lows, so I'm not that much worried about it. But the fact that it has fallen below the 21-day exponential makes me feel that the condition has weakened. And that's also supported by the fact that the MACD has turned bearish and momentum is just on top of average. So I think from this point onwards, ARM Holdings is looking weak. And then ASML has a drop of 0.60% in pre-market trading, and it's still above the 21-day exponential moving average. MACD momentum both support for a further high, and then we also have our cup and handle target of 793. So I'm thinking that we should see some more positives for ASML. Intel Corporation is up 0.27% in the pre-market trades. It's got a triple bottom out here. It's definitely looking bullish. RSI is not yet overbought, so there is still a little bit more room for Intel to go up. And then we have SMH Semiconductor ETF, which is down 0.27%. It's still consolidating. It's just on top of the 21-day exponential. So it's neither here nor there. MACD is slightly bullish, but momentum is neutral. So nothing much to say about out there. And then we are going to look at Snowflake, and Snowflake is down 1.06%. Our cup and handle pattern is still there, and we have a target of 226. I would still stick with that. I'd like to see what happens when the market opens later on. I'm disappointed with Hainesman International. I've already spoken about that to you before. So I'm just looking forward to sell it off when the market opens. And then we have Netflix, which is down 0.10%, and Dell is down 1.12%. It had a good run. A little bit of profit taking is in order. It's still above the 21-day exponential. It's going to take a little bit more effort for it to cross the 200-day exponential, and then I would term it as bullish. And I think we are in the process of creating a new bull channel out here. MACD, momentum, both are bullish. So I think Dell is looking good. And then let us go to Accenture. It's forming a bull flag, and again I think it's got to go upwards. Everything is in favor. And then we have Rigetti, which is down 0.43%. A lot of consolidation out here, and the MACD and the momentum just have to improve for it to go up further, and that has not happened. The chart is starting to look weak. SMR is up 1.14%. I have a covered call. Sorry, I bought a call out here, which is getting positive. I'm going to hold on for the reverse head and shoulder target of 32.50. And I think we are moving towards that direction, and the chart is supporting it. And then we have VRT. If the bet on VRT was not good, I didn't buy any VRT calls, but VRT is not looking that great, and it has created a gap down which is trying to fill. But I think at this point of time in pre-market session, it's showing a little bit of strength, but both the MACD and the momentum have to improve for it to do anything, and I don't see that happening at least in the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's how I think the market looks like to me. And I think with that, I would like to bring this live stream to an end. So thanks for joining me, and let me just quickly look at all your comments and see if there is any question out there. Yes, Meta is trading rich, but Wall Street loves it. Apple is falling also because it has got headwinds in the China market. Other mobiles are picking up on Apple in China, and also there is the exchange rate headwinds. All international business that Apple is doing, the money when it gets converted into US dollars, it's much lesser because the dollar is stronger. That's another factor that we have to keep in mind. So those things are hurting Apple. And what else do we have here? Bullish long-term NVIDIA, yes, agree. Yeah, snow shoveling is tiring me also out. After this live stream, I have to go out and dig myself out. We have people coming to clear the snow, but they have to first wait for the snow plows to clear the road so that they can come into our enclave. And the snow plows just finished an hour ago, so I should expect them to come in. They have to do a lot of houses, so it will take some time. We are way deep in the snow. So with that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.